Public Enemies. From director Michael Mann, Johnny Depp, Christian Bale.
We're having too good a time today. We ain't thinking about tomorrow.
In terms of taking on the role, the idea that the guy who was called public enemy number one, if you really think about it, was never an enemy of the public.
That's your money, mister?
Yes.
We're here for the bank's money, not yours. Put it away.
I think there was something about the twinkle in his eye, you know, that there was something mischievous about him that intrigued.
How long did it take you to go through a bank?
About 1 minute, 40 seconds. Flat.
With John Dillinger, there's an enormous amount of information on the guy. We know, you know, where he was at 12:02 and all that stuff. You know, the banks, when the banks were robbed and all that. But there's a great gap with regard to really who he was. How do I find the way he speaks? What does he sound like? And what made it for me was when I made the connection that John Dillinger was born in Indiana and raised in Mooresville, Indiana, which is like 2 hours from where I was born and raised. It was at that point that I thought, I hear his voice now. Now I know him. I know what he sounds like, because it's not all that different. He was my grandfather, you know. He was my grandfather who drove a bus in the day and ran moonshine at night. He was my stepfather who did time at Statesville Penitentiary. He was, I knew his voice then.
Well, we'll see about that.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for Michael as a human being, but as a filmmaker as well. He's not joking, you know. He means it. He truly means it. And that kind of level of authenticity.
It's only when it's magical or when it means something, you know, do you go there. And so the magic of being able to shoot in a real Little Bohemia in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, for example, was superb. I mean, for Johnny Depp to be in the same bed John Dillinger really was in, for him to be shocked awake by gunfire and see the ceiling that still Dillinger saw, and look out the window to try and find where this attack is coming from, you know, was phenomenal. Key thing for me is authenticity. You know, how they thought, why they thought the way they did, and in that we do a lot of work.
I don't like watching myself in a movie because I don't like to be aware of the product. I like the process. I enjoy that. That is, not my fault.
We will get him. I ain't going nowhere.
Public Enemies.